Hi, I'm here to talk about who my top 25 favorite SpongeBob SquarePants characters are. And I did do a SpongeBob SquarePants character ranking focusing on the characters that I feel like are some of the most prominent characters from the original SpongeBob show. But in this case, anybody can count. Supporting characters, characters from the Patrick Star Show, characters from Camp Coral, pretty much it feels like there's almost no limits. And SpongeBob SquarePants is a franchise that I really like. It does mean a lot to me. And I have some good memories. Like, for example, one time I was feeling kind of lonely and sad, but then I had Squidward plushie to uh, help me feel better on a day where I was feeling kind of lonely as a kid. So there's some nice memories like that. And appreciate Squidward's help for that. 25, Lord Royal Highness, who I think is only in Atlantis Square Pantis, but he sure left an impression. I think that was my introduction to David Bowie, and I love his voice so much in that episode, so that really helped the character stand out for me. 24, Karen, one of the more prominent characters in SpongeBob, not necessarily as interesting as some other characters, but she does have some fun interactions with Plankton that are pretty cool. 23, Key Neptune. Pretty fun, solid supporting character. Enjoy his overconfidence. There's some fun stuff with him. 22, Larry the Lobster. Supporting character that isn't as funny as a lot of the other supporting characters, just kind of nice and charming to have around. 21, Squidina Star, Patrick Starr's adopted sister. I feel like she helps give Patrick a little bit of likability later on, and kind of an interesting, likable character. Helps serve as kind of one of the more reasonable, mature characters. 20, Grandpad Star. I'm a big fan of Dana Schneider. It's a lot of fun to have Dana Schneider voice the character. Grandpad, pretty funny character. 19, The Moth. I think that The Moth only showed up once, but he sure left a memorable impression, being a cool villain for Mermaid Man Barnacle Boy, having some memorable voice acting that I think was by Mark Hamill, so really cool stuff. 18, Burger Beard, the big villain of the second SpongeBob film. Very entertaining villain. Antonio Banderas adds a lot of personality, a lot of fun to the character. Very cool. Helped the second SpongeBob film be fun to watch, in my opinion. 17, Dennis, one of the big antagonists from the first SpongeBob film. A character that could have just been a generic henchman character, but he is not. Dennis, very cool, very intimidating actually, while still being entertaining enough to fit into the SpongeBob universe. Very cool character. 16, Sandy Cheeks. I feel like a character that a lot of people would have in their top 10, which is perfectly understandable. Sandy's not one of the more entertaining SpongeBob characters out there, but she is very likable and has a very good close friendship with SpongeBob and Patrick, and that is what I do like about the character, why she is in my list. 15, Fred. One of the more funny characters, doesn't get a lot to do, but wow, is he funny. 14, Bubble Bass. For a while, it seemed like he was going to be a one time character, but he's come back and has gotten a lot to do, and he is very funny. I like what's been done with Bubble Bass. 13, Patchy the Pirate. A very consistently entertained character when he shows up. Great SpongeBob fan. Very fun. 12, The Dirty Bubble. While he can't really compare to Man Ray, in my personal opinion, he is a cool villain in his own right. Very entertaining, funny personality, and a consistently fun antagonist to have around. 11, The Flying Dutchman. A very cool character. Very cool design and personality, and a very consistently fun character where Flying Dutchman focused episodes tend to be really good. 10, Nosferatu, a character that first seemed like would just be there for one joke, but has come back, has become one of the more interesting supporting characters, arguably has the second coolest design out of all the SpongeBob characters, and he is a lot of fun to have around. I look forward to it when he shows up. 9, the character I consider to be the most underrated SpongeBob SquarePants character, Narlene Narwhal, a hilarious character that has added a lot to the SpongeBob episodes that she's appeared in. She's added a lot to Camp Coral. Very fun personality, really good interactions with the other characters, and I hope to see more of her, and I think that she deserves a lot more attention. 8, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, SpongeBob is the main protagonist of the franchise, is a very likable, lovable character. There are certain characters in SpongeBob that do stand out more to me in terms of humor and stuff, but if a lot of people consider SpongeBob their favorite cartoon character, I think that is perfectly fair and makes a lot of sense. And I think it's great that so many people like such an optimistic, upbeat character that has so much heart and so much good intention. So, not my personal favorite SpongeBob character, but I could definitely understand why he'd be the favorite of a lot of people, and not just because he's the main character. 7, Patrick Star. Simply put, Patrick is hilarious, and I really enjoy that about him. Very fun character, like him a lot. 6, Sheldon Plankton, a really good main antagonist for the franchise. Very fun villain. At times he can actually be pretty cool, like in the first SpongeBob film. And a lot of times he's a tragic, sympathetic character with a lot of nuance to him and a great rivalry with Mr. Krabs that really helps keep a lot of later seasons from being bad, in my opinion. 5, Mr. Krabs. Not one of the more likable SpongeBob characters, but he sure is one of the funniest. And the ongoing rivalry between him and Plankton is so compelling. He is a very hilarious, very messed up character that I enjoy a lot. Number 4, Squidward Tentacles. And there was a long time where Squidward was my favorite SpongeBob SquarePants character. Um, Squidward is a character that I actually did relate to as a kid. There was a lot of times as a kid where I wanted to relax, and actually something that I still feel were loud noises and stuff. It really bothers me. So I feel a lot of sympathy for Squidward. There are certainly times where I think he lacks a lot of the optimism and friendliness that SpongeBob has. I feel like he should be more friendly and open minded in certain situations. But there are plenty of situations where Squidward feels like the most reasonable, likable, sympathetic character in SpongeBob. And he is a great character and a character that means a lot to me. And he actually is my favorite of the main characters in SpongeBob. Number 3 is Man Ray. Earlier I mentioned I think that Nosferatu has the second coolest design. It is very close to having the coolest design, but there is one character I think has an even cooler design, and I think that is Man Ray. I think that Man Ray's design is legitimately awesome, and he is a very entertaining villain and a hilarious character, and the episodes where he has a big role are some of the best episodes of SpongeBob that I've ever seen. Man Ray is my favorite SpongeBob villain, even more so than Plankton. I think that he is delightful, he is hilarious, he is cool, he's just one of the very best. And then my number 2 and number 1, two characters that very much go together: Barnacle Boy or Barnacle Man and Mermaid Man. Yes, I am a huge fan of these two. In my opinion, the best episodes of SpongeBob, the most consistently good ones, are the episodes focused on Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. A superhero duo where both characters are great. Oftentimes, the sidekick character not nearly as interesting as the main superhero, but I feel like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy very much feel like equals. I feel like when I was working on my favorite characters list, it was very hard to decide. I feel like, well, I guess I thought I would put Mermaid Man above Barnacle Boy, but they're very much equals to me. I feel like they're both my favorite character in SpongeBob, and I love them so much. I love their voices. I love how entertaining they are. Great superheroes, great characters. Both have very different personalities, and they go so well together. I love their friendship with each other. I love their interactions with SpongeBob and Patrick. I love their rivalry with Man Ray and the Dirty Bubble. They are so much fun, and I love them very much. And while I do like a lot of the later seasons of SpongeBob a lot more than a lot of other fans, I deeply miss Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy focused episodes, and they mean so much to me. And they are my personal favorite SpongeBob SquarePants characters.